Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright, guys, we got some exciting stuff today. Why? We have, guys, we sold our butts down into the close on Friday. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking certain things. And we're gonna, we're gonna hopefully shed some light on the reality of the situation here throughout this video. So I am excited to do so. We're going to start here with the weekly time frame, and then we're going to go on to the daily time frame. Then we'll talk about the smaller time frames over here on SPY, QQ, IWM, and DIA. And then we'll go check out a ton of individual tickers for some trade ideas. I think you guys are going to be rather pleased with those guys. Let's get into the TA. All right. Weekly chart. QQQ and SPY literally just pulled back to their weekly 9 EMAs. They do not have the best looks going into the following week, but because of what I am going to show you on other time frames, I'm not looking for them just to fall off a cliff from here. I'm just not. And maybe like, I'm just gonna say, yeah, 100%. Oh, Henry, you're always just looking for a bounce. Oh, bump. No. All right, I was looking for the sell, and now that we have the same conditions that gave us the sell, we have these except more for a buy. I'm looking for a buy, all right? But, I closed out, not yesterday's video, but the day before that, with saying I was looking for the pullback because we had a 15-minute bearish divergence over here on QQQ and NQ and ES. We got the pullback, all right, all day long, baby. And then this, now we have this thing. This look. All right. What I can definitely tell you, I can't tell you which direction we're going to be going in from right here. Where are you going to break from this range? I have no idea. Is it going to be down? Is it going to be up? I don't know. All right. My opinion is that we're going to stay range bound, which maybe that disappoints some people, but no, straight up, they've been doing it for this long. I think we're about to stay this, in this range here just because of what I'm seeing on the smaller time frames. All right. But you pulled right back here. It's very clear going from, I know a bunch of drawings are going to pop up, but this is the range you're really paying attention to. Guys, you're getting ready to break. And if I had to guess, like, looks like a bull flag. But I will also definitely remind everyone of what I definitely told everybody here on this channel when we got our big fat red bar. Come over here to SPY. You get a $12 sell. Biggest sell you've had in a very long time. Right here, I told you something's different. All right. I told you that was your warning sign. And then we're looking for the rebound. Well, I didn't say the rebound had to come, but if things are going to go exactly how they did last time we got that exact same thing, guess what? You're going to get the rebound over the coming trading sessions into the golden pocket. Guys, did we get that rebound into the golden pocket? We did get that rebound over the coming trading sessions into the golden pocket, and then you faded from there down to a new low. Now, I'm actually going to come over here to QQQ, and I'm going to remind everyone, guys, I still think we're going to get this opportunity to play something like this where, hey, crystal clear, just retrace into the golden pocket 3 times. Well, guys, fractals are a thing, and we literally just got that over here on NQ. Or was it NQ? Was it ES? Yeah, it was ES right here. I am sickened that I did not see how simple this was going down at the current point in time, when this was actually going down. I saw it today. All right. Did I, was I calling out these golden pockets? Yes. But I will definitely say I'm not proud that I didn't just look at this very simple picture going on here. They were walking you down. You got 3 legs down, all right, guys? There's normally 3, waves, followed by 2 waves, followed by, you get 3 impulsive waves, or you got your 2 corrective waves. Well, you got 5 impulsive waves, and then you have the ABC, all right? But we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or not. All right, or it would be 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. I don't know. All right, all I'm saying, guys, we're still in this range, right? But I'm definitely seeing this thing play out. All right, you guys see, like, literally just kept retracing to the golden pocket. If I had to take a guess, you're probably not going to do that on this time around. All right, I think you go a little bit lower and then get a big old bounce, or you're going to probably just get a big old bounce. And I'm going to point why in this point out why in this video, but I thought I'd just, point out how simple things really can be, guys. I know we talk about simple concepts here on this channel, but you do not need to complicate your charts and how you view things. You really do not. It is, rather simple if you just look at a few certain things that we discuss here on this channel consistently, 6 days a week. All right, that sounds good to you guys. All right, if you're new here, come along, join our community. And yeah, I think you're going to have a good time. All right, I share my work, and I think you are going to enjoy the work. All right, so weekly time frame. We're at the 9 EMA. Told you here on QQ. It does look like we are getting ready for a big move. It doesn't look like this. All right, you're like taking your dear sweet time here consolidating. It looks more like a bull flag to me. It looks like this. It does not look like these 4 weeks where you just topped out here. No, you're literally just continuously doing this. And if I'm incorrect on there, you did push up to a new high over here, which is something that didn't happen over there as well. All right, so just gonna see the dots, and then we're gonna connect those dots on this channel. That is what we do. All right, but just like here, just like here, just like here, this is just a pullback, just like here to the 9 EMA. That is what's going on here. Definitely are preparing for a big move. It's so crystal clear. You're preparing for a big move. I don't know which way it's going to be, but with how things are looking in the short term, I don't think it's going to be down right now. It could be down, but I think we're going to get a move up first, and I think it would very much so. We'll just use ES just because this is what I'm seeing right here, guys. This 4-hour RSI is already oversold. It could fall from here, but it's not going to fall much. And then it's going to do something like this. You see how right here, let's just, I understand this might seem like a lot, but in terms of a big move, it's not a lot. All right. Right here, you got oversold. It was right here on this bar. All right. This is when you crossed into oversold territory. We're going to say we're right here. All right. You did go down another 1.5%. From there, you then ended up seeing that. And this is, guys, you look at this. You're literally in your range right here, right? Which this is what I'm saying. If we have the look like this, we know it's not going to be a massive sell-off like a lot of people are thinking. It's just going to be that 1 to 1.5% sell. Like that's your risk right now, in my personal opinion. All right, just strictly going off of this condition right here, right? We can connect our other dots, but if I'm just going to go off of this condition, yeah, I'll say right now, we're going to relate it to over here. Keep in mind, all right, over the last, let's see how long this is. I think it's 3 months here. All right, last 3 months, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 out of 5 times where your RSI is touched where it is about to touch right here, right now. Well, not right now. The market's closed. It's going to open back up Saturday. All right. Or not Saturday, Sunday. My apologies. I do wish open on Saturday. That would be cool. Nah, actually, you know what? I'm really glad it's not open on Saturday. I get to take this day to get everything that I needed to get done throughout the day. Throughout the week, I get to get it done today. So there is that. And I get to go into work later at 3 instead of having an early day. So we chill. Only had our own early day, but not work. Our work. All right? Our work. All right. So I am looking for that bounce. Just going off of this, going off of NQ. I'm not going to speak on that, but I am definitely going to speak on this. What the heck is going on? All right. Again, with these simple concepts, I understand it might look stupid. And you're like, oh, but Henry, you're breaking down. Oh, it's getting crazy. Oh, clearly the market wants to be sold. Yeah. All right. I've been pointing that out too. All right, sellers clearly are the ones prevailing here. They want to keep selling you down aggressively, impulsively. All right, impulsively. Trek up slowly and then impulsively. Okay? We very clearly tell who's in control here, all right? But I think bulls are about to step back in here. You do not get this look without having a bounce. You just don't. And we can go back and try and find another case where, we didn't get the bounce coming off of this, but I don't think we're going to find it. The only thing, like, this is a quadruple bullish divergence at NQ and ES. That is, that's insane in the membrane. All right. What's happened on our boy RTY? What about our IWM? All right. You're not looking too pretty over there, but I'm going to point to the same exact thing. We're actually not going to use the futures in this case. We're going to come over here to IWM. And again, people might think it's stupid, but you know, as simple as it is, I was able to point this out over here and point out that, guys, you're probably about to get a bounce before you go lower. And I was actually looking for a backtest of this trend line. You did not get the backtest of the trend line. So I will admit my fault there. Oh no. Whoa. Regardless, you now have a 4-hour bullish divergence. And let's just say, screw the bullish divergence. It's not going to hold. Because who cares? You didn't hold one over here, I don't think. You could have. You had 31.55. You had over here 31.84. No, you didn't. You went slightly lower. And anybody who's like trying to hate on me is probably going to see it like break intraday. And they're going to be like, oh, the divergence broke. It's going, no, it's probably still just going to bottom out here. The whole time since you started breaking it down here, we've been pointing out this golden pocket. I understand you bounced over here because we pointed out the 4-hour RSI getting to oversold territory. And we typically do get these bounces before going lower. And what do we get? We got a bounce before going lower. And now we're going lower. And we're probably putting in a major bottom. All right. People thought it was going to be a really aggressive sell. Well, did anybody think it would be this slow, grindy thing that this piece of poop that we've gotten? No. No, they did not. You come over here to IWM, you come over here to DIA, and we have the daily RSI almost at 30, baby. It's almost at 30. It's not going much lower. All right? Hate on me all you want. I'm going to point out the simple things in these charts that I think it's going to help make your decisions. All right? You're going to use this info to make your decisions. And I'm going to use this info to make my decisions. And my decision is that we have a major bottom right around the corner. All right? We're getting this bounce. And where are we going to look for on this bounce? Golden pocket, as simple as it may seem. What seems to work is the golden pocket. That's what we're looking for. All right. I know you guys remember I pulled up QQQ earlier. Well, guess what? QQ's not the one with the action right now. It's over here on DIA. The fact that this is this low tells me downside is probably limited. The fact that IWM's 4-hour RSI with extended hours on currently has the bullish divergence and you're hovering right over the golden pocket, guys. What happens if you fall down another dollar? Max, you're falling, you know, another 2%, 2.5% over here on the Russell 2000. And then what happens? You get a big boy bounce and you finally do come and back test that trend line. And that's where the money, I think, is to be made. It's not to be made going short here on this break and then boom. All right. It's to buy your time. Take a step back and just realize you're probably very likely going to get paid if you take that bet, because we can look back and what happens in the past. You typically don't spend too much time around here. All right. You can fall on die here. I don't think you got a reason to fall on die, which leads me to the next point of discussion. VIX. VIX. All right. And by the way, guys, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your feedback as well. And I don't even want to call it feedback, guys. Give me advice for moving forward here on this channel. Give me your advice. I can't guarantee I'm going to follow that advice, but I will always take the advice. And I will definitely consider it heavily. Because at the end of the day, all right, I'm the guy making the videos, and you guys are the one receiving the videos. So I'm sure you guys, all right, you guys know. All right. I might as well take it from, you know, the people who are consuming the content and make the content better. So please give me advice to make that content better. I would appreciate it. I do try and structure these videos in a certain way to, you know, at the end of the day, guys, recording a YouTube video, you got to be a good storyteller. All right. You need to kind of know how to structure things as you go, or it's kind of going to look like blah. So I think I do a decent job at that. I am working on more structure to these videos, but so far, I hope this is going well. Hope you guys enjoy the content. All right. Daily time frame, VIX's RSI. All right. Smooth transition over to Mr. VIX, because guess what? I don't think we're going to crash. I think downside is limited over there. And what do we have over here on Mr. VIX? I pointed out in Friday's video. All right. Just saying, guys, all right? When I make those early videos, I definitely do just talk about all of the scenarios. I definitely do talk about what I'm seeing, all right? It's not just like, I think we're going to rocket ship from here. No, all right? I'm going to exactly show you what we're paying attention to. Every single video. That's why, like, I really do like to see these as non-biased videos, because at the end of the day, I did know if you're going to break down from here, you know we were talking about it. You break 512. I actually had 512.08 on here. It was not 09 when I made that video, but 512.09, you break that, guys. We were watching for the 508 to 510 demand zone that we've been paying attention to since you broke over here. Notice how you, like, kind of just undercut this. You put in a bullish divergence and then you know, had a bounce. Well, guess what? When we were over there, I was saying underneath that level, you have room down to 508 and 510. And that is where I was looking for the 15-minute bullish divergence to pop up. And that is where we're looking for that big boy bounce. And underneath there, guys, your downside is limited as well. You're going down to 505. All right. I really don't think you're just going to tank down here to 497, all right? I showed you guys the looks of these indices is not one that supports much further downside. You are very likely going to come down here, all right, and just bounce off of your, you know, retest here. This is not a bad look. This is not a look like we had here, all right? Like, I guess over here, you did not hold it. So we're going to have to see, all right? If we get something like this, maybe that's a hint, all right? If we don't hold this back test, maybe that's a hint. All right, what if we come a little bit lower? We come like that, all right? And you do something like that and you make people panic. You're not holding it. And then we look for the retrace on that. And because you didn't, like, find buyers stepping up in the right spot over here and you slightly undercut it over here, maybe we go a little further down. All right, and this thing gets really oversold in the daily time from over here. Maybe that's going to be our signal, all right, that we should be looking to short that pop. All right, look for the dead cat bounce, because in reality, that's exactly what happened over here. And why are we not going to use history to benefit us moving forward? We're going to always do that. All right, guys. IWM showing that you're probably going to be bouncing soon. DIA showing that you're probably going to be bouncing soon. ES and NQ, they have this crap going on, a quadruple bullish divergence on the 15-minute RSI. Guys, I normally just like to look for one, all right? But do you guys want to see something else, all right? I got you. I'll keep going with these, the confluence in my my theme here of this video, all right? Told you I was going to try and, I'm not changing your mind. But if you think it a certain way, like, you know, you think you're about to fall off a cliff here in the markets, I think you're getting a buying opportunity. Just like we're getting a buying opportunity over here. That's that. I think it's just happening again. And I'm going to be completely honest, guys, all right? You know, I'm doing my best. I've been, you know, in the futures game now. I'm learning that game. And it is honestly making me just have to be, you know, the best trader that I could be. All right. And I'm working on trading both sides. But I'm definitely going to say, if you don't have a bias, you're going to continuously just flip-flop on these, like, swing kind of moves. In reality, no. On this pullback, I'm looking for the buying opportunity. Just like over here, I was looking for the buying opportunity. Just like over here, I was looking for the buying opportunity. You know, I'm going to keep doing what, you know, I think has been working. I understand you have been trading kind of flat, but if you look at the grand scheme of things are still in uptrends, guys. All right, we're still in a bull market, PLTR, but we're going to talk about some of these. We have so many individual tickers to talk about, all right? I got some juicy ones for you. I got you, all right? But you want to talk about it. You want to talk about it, huh? You want to talk about it. Right here, bearish divergence at the 0.786 fib. Again, with these simple concepts coming from down here to down here. There's your swing high to your swing low. All right, guess what? You pulled back. Are rejected right there at the 0.786 fib. If the sellers are going to be stepping in, you're not going to have a full-on 100% retracement. You're going to see them stepping in here at this 0.786 fib. We see it on all time frames continuously. I guarantee that one. All right. Sold off right there. You had that bearish divergence. SPY did not put in the bearish divergence, but what we do now have on SPY in this demand zone is we do have the bullish divergence on the 15-minute RSI, and then it's typically what I like to see when I'm looking for these bounces, all right? You had one going on over there. You got a bounce, all right? We're looking for that bounce, okay? Where are we going to be looking for the bounce to? Golden pocket. All right, again, simple. And sometimes I don't like just, you know, continuously stating the same things over and over again. It's not the best, but, you know, at the same time, well, it's not the worst at all, because, you know, if it works, it works. You know, I watching a video the other day, and the guy was just like, you know, he said something that really just correlated with me, and it's really, it's resonating, not correlated. it's resonating with this whole me trying to, you know, get used to trading futures. And like you have to just continuously be patient and wait for the exact same thing over and over and over again. He said, make it boring. Make it boring work. Make it so it's you are literally looking for the same thing over and over and over again. And like it really does pop up over and over and over again. Find like, you know, your specific setups and you will literally continuously see it on the smaller time frames if it's a valid setup. And you just wait on that, because otherwise you are going to get chopped out of your mind in the futures market. I've experienced that. So like you need to have your, you know, setups to go off of. If you got a scalp setup, stick to that setup. But without it, without doing that boring work, there's no point. All right. So do the boring work and find what works. This, what I'm showing you guys right now is, you know, honestly, this all works into my system. Everything we've been talking about for like, has it been years here on this channel now? Maybe it's been 2 years, probably been 1.5 years. I don't know. All right. I don't know when we started making these updates. You can go back and look. There's definitely a lot of improvements since we started. I will definitely tell you that much. But straight up, guys, all right, these are all within my, you know, this is my system for reversals. All right, like all these things I've talked about in this video, this is exactly what I look for reversals. All right, we're in the uptrend. We're looking for the bullish reversal. All right, but let's finish off over here on Mr. VIX. We're gonna sum up what we've talked about on SPY, QQQ, and NQ and ES going into the following week, so everybody has their trade plans and, you know, the scenarios in their head. All right. But as far as my bias goes, guys, I'm looking to buy this dip, and I already started on Friday, and I think it's going to work out. I do think it's going to work out. You have the same things that, you know, we've seen them other times. They typically do lead to a bounce on the indices. So let's look for that bounce on the indices. I told you. If you see the sell, I told you earlier in the week, if you see the sell, it's going to bring VIX's RSI up to 65. And then I'm going to say the same exact thing I always say when VIX's RSI is up at 65, which is, guys, within 2 to 3 trading sessions, we're probably seeing it pull down unless we're getting a crash. All right? I don't think we're going to crash. I really don't. It could dance up, you know, around here for a while. By that, I mean 6 to 7 days. I think so, 4 to 5 trading sessions. That has happened 3 of these, like 24 times. All right, that it has happened since 2020. That was the time you actually crashed. You see how this RSI just stays up here? Well, every other time it doesn't do that. You had a few times where you danced around here for a little bit. You had right here, you had here, you had here. Every other time within 2 to 3 trading sessions, you got sucked back down under it. What do you think happened when you get sucked back down under it? Well, the VIX is directly correlated to SPX's derivative market. All right? It moves up when puts are bought and calls are sold. It moves down when calls are bought and puts are sold. Well, if this thing's going to crush, then you know where the big money is now moving SPX. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. There's the dots all connecting for you. Straight up. This thing look like this. It equals SPY. Probably going to bounce out the hole. That's why I tell people a lot of the times, I think you're about to short the hole if you're shorting. And a lot of the times when I make that exact same statement, it's just over here on Mr. VIX. There's that. All right. Just to sum up what I'm looking for going into this week. All right. First of all, I am looking for that bounce. I can't tell you if that bounce is going to be sold or not. I can't tell you. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Okay? We don't know. But what we do know is that if you bounce from here, you are looking for sellers in here, 15, 5, 15, 50 to 5, 17, 30. All right? You're looking for sellers in there. And if you can surpass here, we're going to draw an arrow. We're going to make this real simple. All right? You saw that right before your golden pocket before. Now we have a big one. All right? We got to readjust this because the thing has died on us. Oh, look, it's right there. Okay. Honestly, guys, all right, you play this rip on SPY, I'm going to say right now what I would be doing is just sell the rip into this whole massive space here. Sell the rip. You're scalping from here. If you're trying to play that swing move, all right, you're catching this move. All right. And you're gonna just boom. You just take your profits. If you don't want to short in this zone, guess what? Just don't short, sit in your hands and wait. All right, because if you can pop above 521, we're gonna call it, you're probably definitely coming up here to 525. 524.61 is the current high. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. If you want arrows, it's really gonna be you come up into this zone. All right, you gotta wait until you get above here, because in reality, this is the whole move down. Well, if we're gonna, take QQ's whole move down, well, where did sellers just step in? All right, this is, analog of this guy over here, right? So like this is, what has already happened. Well, if the SPY does that, we're probably gonna expect the same thing. All right, but for this small scale move, for just this one leg of this whole move, this is where you're looking for sellers to step in. Now, let's say you go a little lower. Where are you paying attention to? 504.91. All right. I think that is an exact level. I think it stems from down here. Yes, it is 504.91. The low of this candlestick right here. You could clearly see it was a level of support before. It should act as a level of support now. If you catch this, this is your small bounce. We're going to call this a small bounce. This is like kind of a minimum move I'm looking for this week on the long side. If you do this, you look for this. All right. You do this. You then look for this. I told you I'm convicted that we're probably going to stay in this range. All right. I don't think we're going to break this range. I think you're literally, you can undercut these low here, but you're probably just coming right down here. Oh, I deleted the zone, but it's 433.74 to 432.74. Am I correct on that? Is that the... Oh, did I have the wrong levels up before, or was it this right? 433.71. All right. That's what you're paying attention to right there. I got to move that over. I moved it up now. Okay, there we go. All right. If you do not hold this low right here, which is going to be 435.11. All right. So 435.11. Let's mark that on a chart. Go down like that. If you don't hold this level, you're coming down to that level. If you don't hold there, I'm looking for a really big bounce out of here. Boom. All right. And that is something that is going to generate a lot of coin if you are playing it. All right. I think it's critical. If you're playing in the market, you take your shots at the right, the right risk reward spots. I think this is one of those right risk reward spots. I think this right here is one of those right risk reward spots. But if you get down here, it's perfect. I don't think you're going to do this. All right. Why? Because of things I've already pointed out in this video. We're not going to go back and point out everything. But, in short, DIA, looking daily RSI, getting oversold. That typically does not last long. All right. Typically just does not last long. Coming into a key break and retest level. You find and come into the zone. We already know a lot of action happened in the zone. You're going to find buyers in the zone. I don't know what you want me to tell you, right? We can clearly see from the chart, not a lot of action. All right. Like, in reality, I guess this is the action and this is the consolidation, but let's just look at it this way. Let's do. Where's the volume weighted price? Visible range right here. You see this is all. I was like, there's a tool where there's an actual tool over here in the corner that you can find. I didn't want to find it though, right? You see how you had all this consolidation? This is what I'm talking about. I don't mean a lot of price action. I mean, you're going to have a lot of volume coming in, all right? A lot of shares transacting hands, all right? Changing hands. That's going on right here in this range, which is why you came down and you found buyers in this range right here, because you broke out thin up here, thin, came down, buyers. You got your dead cat bounce. You fell down. See how you're just kind of slicing through these because it's thin volume. You don't have a lot of volume here. I was trying to just tell you. I didn't even have to look at this thing to tell you how this goes because, when you've been in the market for a decent amount of time, you kind of just know how things work. And guess what? Right? I'm still learning a lot of stuff. I just started using book maps. I'm hyped to start using Bookmax. Bookmax goes crazy. Crazy. But you guys see what I'm talking about. You come down here, expect buyers. All right. Do you guys see this red line right here? This is the point of control. You come down to the point of control at 375, you're going to get a sick, nasty bounce. And honestly, I know DIA premiums are pretty shot at all times. They don't move well. But I'll tell you right now, this is probably a top contestant for the long side. All right. Which maybe that will lead me to trading this bad boy over here instead of DIA options, because screw DIA. Same exact thing, except point of control here's all the way down there. All right. So that's that. Those are the indices, guys. Those are really it. You do not have to complicate things. You see these arrows? Well, one of these is very likely going to be playing out. And can I tell you what's going to happen there in this golden pocket? I can't. What I can tell you is if you get above, you're going to follow that arrow. If you stall out in here and we have a 15-minute bearish divergence sitting in here, we're looking for sellers, and then we're looking for a pullback over here. All right, let's look at it this way. Let's say you straight up start bouncing off of Monday. All right, well, now what are we putting on our chart? We already have this golden pocket here. Let's say you bounce straight into the golden pocket right here. All right, this one right here. Not this big one above it for the whole move, this small one. All right, you bounce into there. You find 5-minute bearish divergence. You get your pullback. All right, now what are we looking for? We're looking at this golden pocket. Let's say the high was right here. All right, it was right there. Well, now, this aligns with this key level as well at 512.09. Now, you follow the yellow brick road, and you're now expecting buyers in this pocket. And then from there, if they step in there and you somehow take out this, you're probably having a full-out ride. All right. So honestly, these are my pats. You got this thing for the week. You got this thing for the week. Or you have the third scenario where you just follow this. So here's the path. Let's make this real clear. You have this guy. You have this guy where you just go straight. And then you have this guy. We're gonna throw a fourth one in there. Come up to the golden pocket. Reject off there. Come lower. Down here, we see another 15-minute bullish divergence popping in. All right, so you're going to see it. Bump, bump. All right, so you see that, and then you get your big old bounce. I'm pretty convicted that we're not going to just massively sell down here. I think this range shall hold on QQQ, which means SPY is not going to be going much lower. All right. That's the indices, guys. Let's 30-minute video, sweet baby Jesus. All right, let's get into these individual tickers. I'm sorry I took so much of your time on there, but we definitely went over things in detail, and you definitely know exactly what you're paying attention to going into this week. And, you know, that makes me happy. That means I did my job. I did it decently well. There we go. All right, so let's get into it. Disney, right in the golden pocket here. This is where... You know, I was just talking about the volume, whatever it was called, the VPA. Or not VPA. What is this called? The volume. See, I don't use this thing a lot. Visible range volume profile, all right? VPA, that's a book. What am I talking about? All right? It was the same exact thing. This is what I was saying. And you don't need to see these things to see that they're there, all right? You could just kind of tell, like, oh, this is where you had a lot of shares changing hands, just like it would be the same thing if we went down here, all right? You're going to have in this area going from here. Let's mark it out. Let's mark it out. I want to take a bet that you're going to have more volume here. You do have this volume spike right there, right? So, but guess what? You guys see what I'm saying right here? You see how you have no volume here to here, and you have all the volume right here? You don't need to look at this indicator right here. You could just, you know things, I guess. But yeah, I made my point. No, we're going to turn that thing off, all right? You're looking for buyers to step in out of this golden pocket, and honestly, just somewhere down here, all right? Even if that does not hold, then you're just looking for this daily RSI to reach oversold territory. You're watching this 4-hour RSI, which is currently just heavily oversold. So what are we going to watch? If this thing does not find buyers here, watch for a bullish divergence to form on this 4-hour RSI. And from there, we're looking for it to get bid up. All right, we're going to talk about all of the big boys in this video because I think these things are going to help move the market and stuff like that. All right, Amazon, you could be getting that pullback. We're going to be watching that 180.14 level. That's going to be the high of this candlestick right over there. All right, I already mentioned DIA, all right, but keep it on your radar for a long right over here when it comes down into that retest. All right, NVIDIA, You did not close out with the most bearish look. All right. I will tell you right now, I don't know if you're just going to continue into this golden pocket or if you're going to pull back like this into this one, back test this falling wedge pattern, and then continue on. I have no idea, but same with the simple concepts we mentioned earlier. You really only need a few simple concepts to, over time, catch a lot of these swing moves. I'll help you at least see the swing moves here on this channel. Okay? Meta ended the week off dying. All right? Guess what? We are going to be watching this golden pocket over here on Mr. Meta. And what I'm also going to say right here is we're going to be looking for a sick, nasty bounce, baby. All right? We're looking for 497.43 to be tested. If that can be tested, that aligns with your golden pocket, you're going to see this 4-hour RSI in the same exact spot that you got your last very sick, nasty bounce. If I had to say what this looks like to me, all right, it looks like you could be carving something out here. You come down here, you don't want to buy it. I want to buy it. All right, but, if you do want to buy it because of the info I just gave you, then have at it. There you go. That's Meta. Honestly, top watch over here. Meta. Goog. What are we paying attention to over here, Mr. Goog? We're watching 157 for buyers to step in right there. If they finally do not hold this and we start really breaking down here, you held your last breakout over here, right? Well, if you don't hold it here, let's see. We're going to be literally just coming down to 152. We're watching for buyers down there, all right? Nothing crazy, all right? Nothing crazy. PLTR. PLTR, guys, is in this fallen wedge pattern. I do think it's getting ready for a breakout. All right? I do. Regardless, let's move down. Same reason you got your bounce over here. Probably going to get the bounce if you see that condition met again. It will also align with you coming back into the same level you found buyers at last time. All right? So we know there's demand down here. If you see it, just an idea for you. If you see the breakout, also an idea in that sense for you. The two-way. Well, we're looking at long setups both times. Guess what? You keep getting rejected by this daily 9. Get above the 9 and something has changed. You had a false breakout here and here, but now you've had a lot of consolidation. I'm looking for a breakout. There's that. Next one we're talking about is Mr. PayPal. PayPal. It's consolidating, getting ready for something. Is it going to break up? Is it going to break down? I don't know. It's just like my thumbnail from yesterday's video. It's going to break. Because it is going to break. I don't know which way it's going to break. All right. And if you guys do want to see what thumbnail that was, we're going to come over here to Twitter. All right. We're going to come over here. My Twitter. This is my my Twitter layout. All right. This thing looks like, I tried telling you, this thing looks like it's you get this range going on here. It wants to, it's consolidating for a big move. We don't know what direction that big move is going to be. I had to guess you're probably going to, if it's going to break down, you're going to get a bounce here, reject here, and then break down. All right? Just breaks down automatically. I really cannot be all that bearish on it. I have to expect something like this. So if this pattern's really going to make sense with what we just looked at throughout this video for 30 freaking minutes, then guess what? You're going to want to see a bounce here, and then you see a sell from the top trend line there. All right, so there's that. But just like, over there, I don't know which way it's going to break. Just know it's very likely to break. It's getting ready. Okay, it's getting ready. Schwab is the next one we're talking about. Now, I will just point out, I might be bullish on these bank stocks because I like the looks of some of them. But guess what? All right. I can't just say this isn't a major trend break. All right. So I will definitely throw that one in there. You did have a major trend break. And, this could be considered an A+ setup. And maybe my bullish bias is just making me not catch it. There's that. Regardless, down here, we are looking for buyers for that bounce. Okay, there's that. They have earnings on Monday. We're going to see how that goes. Either it tanks here or it doesn't. We're going to see. Went over shop. We're pointing this one out. Could be getting buyers here. All right, still just putting these hammer candlesticks with heavy volume in. Looking for this arrow. If you happen to come down here before, we're looking for probably just something like this. that, like that. Let's say it comes all the way down there. Yeah. These are really the two paths I'm following there. Tesla, I'll still hammer it. There you go. Breakout. Carvana, you do have this range. You are very clearly getting ready to break that range. I am very interested in this one long. When this thing was over here in this pattern, right? You had a trend break over here. I remember playing it because we haven't had a lot of these setups like load in a while. And I think we're getting them loading and they're going to start popping off. All right. Notice how we have like cycles. We had a lot of hot setups, for a while. And then we did not get it. We got this crap. All right. And it probably took a lot of people's money that they made off of the hot setups. All right. Guess what? All right. Which, I'm going to say including me. Specifically, we're going to say NVIDIA and AMD. I hurt myself on NVIDIA and AMD. But it is okay. I'm sure, honestly, a lot of people did. All right. This freaking thing died. All right. It did give us, an amazing buying opportunity in the end. But boy, over here in AMD, I really just didn't see this one coming. I did not think this thing was not going to bounce for this long. Like, really, for this long. You just kept dying. So that's that. I will definitely admit my fault there. I was spot on wrong on AMD getting a sick, nasty bounce. It just never got the bounce. It's probably gonna, now that everyone hates the thing. There's that, which sucks about the market, but that's, also what makes the market great again. Make the market great again. We'll make the market great again. That market's always great. We ain't got to do nothing about it. If you really do see this aggressive sell from this level all the way back down here to 62.59, we are looking to buy that level. All right, that is a major buying opportunity over here on Mr. Carvana. When I mentioned this weekly setup, inverse head and shoulders over here, and I said once you break above here, you probably come straight up here to 97.70, the low of this candlestick. Guys, I didn't think it was going to happen. I remember this. I thought I was just looking at these charts and saying some crazy stuff based on the charts, like I feel like I'm doing a lot of the time, but most of the time these crazy things happen. All right, like I remember looking at Amazon and Google, and it just looked destined that they were going to be coming up here, and now they're up there. All right, like straight up, it looks so destined here that it was going to be, you're right under all-time highs. Like it looked like you were going to explode out of these things. At the time, some of these things seem really freaking crazy. All right. Like above here, guys, we're probably going to start trekking up to 29.29. Crazy. But no, I'm just putting it out there, guys. All right. Thing is a sexy break and retest going on here on the weekly time frame. I really like it. All right. But moving on back over to Mr. Carvana. If you get it, weekly break and retest. I like the setup a lot. I think it's going to make a lot of money for a lot of people if you buy it down here. I'm not telling you to buy it down here. I am just telling you what I think is going to be the case if you see price come down here. SoFi, inverse head and shoulders breakout, broke this downtrend, and now you're watching this uptrend. All right, if you come into this uptrend, you probably get that bounce off that uptrend. There's a little, mini day trade idea for you. You come down into the uptrend, you buy it, you get that little pop. You get to take your profit. I do think, it is probably going to continue higher, though. So there's also that. All right. Oxy, the end of an era. All right. We called Oxy out from the exact bottom. I know we called it out over here. And then we kind of just waited. And then I know for a fact we called it out right here. And above this level, guys. Gap fill. All right. What was the ultimate target over here on Mr. Oxy when I got in it? Golden pocket. You surpassed the golden pocket by a lot, guys. You broke out to a new high. All right. And now this thing looks like it's probably going to pull back and then go higher. All right. But the key thing I want to talk about right now is I think it's probably going to be pulling back. You have a bearish divergence going on here. You have heavy volume on this candlestick with a large upper wick. Bearish divergence, heavy volume, bearish candlestick. All right. You know, guys, I think this is going to lead to a pullback. I think we got a recipe for a pullback here on Oxy and XOM. And you are just here on your daily 9, so that is something to point out. But you got the same look over here. You got your bearish divergence. You got your heavy volume off of this bearish candlestick. Again, you just pulled over to the 9, so we're going to have to see what happens there, all right? And you didn't even test it over here. We're going to start breaking down. You're going to, that's a change, all right, in your dynamic here. All right, and then you're looking to short that pop. And then, boom. All right, so Oxy and Zom, looking for them to cool off. There you go. Typically will not print these and just continue massively going higher. All right, you typically start printing these bearish candlesticks at tops. All right, and you can grind a little higher, but you're probably not going much higher. So that's what I'm putting on your radar. DELH, another weekly massive break and retest potential. All right, if you come down here, we are looking for buyers to step up in groves. All right, this thing just had a massive ripper rally, baby. It's probably going to have another one if you come back to the same spot where that ripper rally started from. All right, well, it didn't stay. It started from down here. I know we were talking about it. All right, but guess what? This just happened, and you are seeing price look like it kind of wants to come back into here. If you see it, you don't have to buy it, but I think it's going to be a money-making opportunity. There's that. Microsoft consolidating for 5 weeks now. Has it been 5 weeks? I want to say 4 weeks. 4 weeks now. You've been consolidating. You're right here at this uptrend that we talked about for our RSI. Boom. All right. So you're right there. I understand. You're still in your golden pocket, though. You've had this range. I don't think this is one that's going to result in a top. I think this is one that's probably going to result in it going higher, just from the looks of this weekly chart. Just put it on your radar. SMCI. All right. Just like you found buyers in the golden pocket last time, you're now back in the golden pocket, and you're going to be putting in that bullish divergence. If you see the bullish divergence, I'm going to buy it this time. All right. I called it out over here and I didn't buy it. And this is one that I look back. You could have bought in not that Friday's cons, but you could have bought in the next Friday and you still could have been up 5 to 10x in like a day or two. All right. I'm going to look to play this one. And that's that. I'm just going to let you guys know about what I'm doing right now, guys. I am being extremely strict on my options, my entries. All right. I'm just being very strict at the point. I'm bringing myself back into my own zone. Honestly, I see a lot of great stuff. All right. Sometimes I FOMO into stuff and you can't really eliminate the emotion. It's not going to happen. All right. But what you can do is you can build yourself up. All right. So that's what I'm building myself back up. I'm proving to myself. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I see the perfect entry over here, I'm going to take that guy. SMCI, I think it's about to have another ripper rally. All right. Does not have to go up to new high. Again, with these simple concepts. You guys see something you like? Oh, break and retest off of this level we got going on right here. All right. Then also, you pulled up to your golden pocket and your trend line. Like it's... Okay, the trend line is not a thing. That moved. Definitely moved. We're going to take that one off. All right. Regardless, you're at the golden pocket. You're looking for a similar thing to what happened before. Let's say you bottom right here. All right. You're going to be looking for sellers stepping over here near $1,000. But what happens? You get to buy that. All right. That is a $150 move. Probably going to come quick. Congrats if you decide to take it. Mara. Miners are dying. Let's actually look at the bit of coin. All right. Well, actually, yeah, miners dying. CLSK. That is the sexiest one I'm looking at right now. All right. CLSK break and retest. You're watching for buyers stepping down here over by break and retest 1356. It's going to be the high of this candlestick. Yeah, high of this candlestick right here. All right, if you come and retest that level, don't be scared if you come a little underneath it, all right? You're looking for buyers in the golden pocket. That's that. All right, as far as Mara goes, guys, they did hit it with a little dilution recently, but guess what? It was right up here. People want to forget about this thing, all right? But I think it's probably down here when people shouldn't be forgetting about it. And then when it's doing these things, unless you're a very, short-term day trader there, then, no. If you're looking for the swing opportunities, when it's dying, it's when you look for that opportunity. All right, next one I'm talking about is BA. Strictly just the weekly RSI, guys. You're getting down to a point where you're like, holy sweet baby Jesus, this thing's dying. All right? Dying. Holy cow. Right here, point this out when you tapped it over here. I'm going to point it out again. All right, you can even take this whole move. You're in the golden pocket, guys. All right, it doesn't matter where you want to draw it from. You're in the golden pocket. You're looking for buyers to step in somewhere here. I understand this is a massive range, but what I want to point out is the weekly RSI, guys. It's in the same spot you had your massive bounce last time from. It probably is going lower. I'm not saying it's going to reverse from here. I'm definitely saying it's going to have a sick, nasty reversal whenever this thing does decide to pop up. And I can't tell you when that's going to be. But we'll definitely be watching it when it happens. All right, because it's probably going to, like this thing, I thought this thing was getting ready to consolidate here and boom, push higher. Did not. Which tells us this next one is probably going to be doing something like that. You're probably eventually going to see a base form. All right, and then you break above here, right here. Let's put a line there. Break above that. Get rid of golden pocket. You break above that. That's when you know you're now in a daily uptrend. All right, and then you play that momentum. Well, I'm thinking something like this is going to eventually start up. All right, something like this, something like that. All right, and from that point on, well, let's look at that. All right, you broke above right there. You bought that pullback, all right, to the 9 or something like that. You're looking to ride that momentum. And at that point, that's when you have a really good time. The thing hasn't shown us what we need to see for a really good time. I thought you were getting over here. You did not. All right, you would have wanted to buy this 9 right here, buy that level, and then guess what? You would have wanted to break out to new high. Did not break out to new high. You died. Talking about CRM, you're in a range here. All right, you break down from the range. You're probably going to come down and fill this gap. That's $9 lower. There you go. D-King. All right, what are we talking? You're down here in the golden pocket. You're probably going to get buyers just like you did last time. Down here in the golden pocket, here on the weekly time frame, I think you're probably just going to continue making your legs up. All right, Nike. Let's talk about it. Weekly RSI is now getting down into oversold territory. If you continue lower, you're definitely watching it. All right, but I do think this thing's going to start reversing. All right, so you just got above your daily 9 there. All right. You see right there, you have a higher low here. You have a high, you have a higher low, and then you broke up to new high. All right. So, hey, it didn't happen over here. It just happened. Something to take note of. Okay. Last one we're going to look at is crowd. You're in a falling wedge pattern going on right now. Now, I'm just going to say this thing has not had a lot of movement recently. You're clearly not just trending. Look at that. Like, this is what I'm saying with just a bunch of the stuff. I see so many good, valid A+ entries, and I definitely do not take advantage of. I mean, you can't take advantage of all of them, but I definitely, with a lot of the ones I want to play, definitely am excited about them, and then FOMO into a good amount of them. So I'm really just trying. I'm not even trying. I'm working on it. Straight up, I'm putting that guy to rest. But like I said, you can't put him to rest. He's always going to be there. You just got to strengthen yourself. You got to build yourself back up. And that's what I think, hey, create the boss version of you. He's been there before. You're going to be there again. And this time, you're going to be stronger than he was before. There's that. All right, guys. 53-minute video. Long-ass weekly update. I hope you guys enjoyed the weekly update. I enjoyed making the update. We had a very good time here. Talked about some things. Talked about our expectations for the indices moving forward throughout this week. Talked about a lot of trade setups. This is the purple list, guys. The purple list happens to have 30 something tickers, and the indices only make up 6 of those tickers, 7 something. So we just talked about 20 tickers. So I hope you guys do find some trade setups in those tickers. Those are all the trade ideas that I'm really paying attention to right now, and I will, look at that, and I will create my focus list off of the tickers that I just created for you. Or not created, just showed for you. And then I will have trade plans for those. So I'm excited. We have some juicy ones. Specifically Meta, guys. Meta. is probably going to be the most juicy this week, in my personal opinion. All right, guys. But with that being said, everybody have a lovely rest of your weekend. All right. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you for your time. And with that being said, peace.